team will play each other team once throughout this week, Tuesday, Thursday, and then Saturday, Sunday on the match days. And then after that's all said and done, the top two advance on. So it's kind of intriguing, that kind of format there. A little bit different change of pace. So looking forward to seeing how that plays out. With that said, again, these are best-of-1 matches coming at you in the group stages. They only play each other once, and then we move on to the next series. The later series today is actually going to be Reason Gaming versus Nullstone Gaming. That should be a fun one there. Of course, those two teams just coming off a top-tier finish in the playoffs. Unfortunately, just short, but both quality teams. But anyways, we're kicking off with this one here, and we already got the draft to start talking about. So let's talk about that. We got Warby, Swiftblade, Tremble, and Dr. Repulsor so far as the bands. Magnus and Intiglatius are the picks here. So that's how things are looking so far, Minnie.
Yeah, pretty standard, to be fair. Tremble and Warbeast are the two bands that almost have to come out, to be fair. I think Swiftblade and Dr. Repulsor are more easily to be dealt with. Obviously, we've seen Moira do very well against Dr. Repulsor and Prisoner against the Swiftblade. Whereas for the Tremble and Warbeast, I mean, from what I've seen in terms of scrims and other teams playing against it and playing with it, there doesn't seem to be a lot of sort of strategies or heroes that I've seen a lot of teams try and play against Tremble, or strategies played against Tremble or the Warbeast. So it's just a lot easier to ban them out. Both very strong heroes. One thing to mention, though, about Strekker's Love, though, they've actually replaced Denver Pro, their jungle player, for Fine, actually. Obviously a very, very experienced player as well in Fine. So, yeah, I mean, they've got kind of a star-studded lineup now, obviously, with Nox and Fine. So, yeah. Just as long as, I mean, I don't know how much practice they've had with the new edition, but should hopefully be good.
Yeah, you know, I'm glad you bring that up because, again, with an event like this, you know, let's be honest, this isn't the most serious over-the-top event. Now, people aren't going to be, like, really grinding it out and making sure they do very well in this event. This is that like, in-between. Now, of course, Sync Esports and Willowkeeper, as we found out this last weekend, they're going to be going to the World Finals. They're most certainly going to use this for some good practice. You know, some good tournament play, some good practice as a team going into those World Finals. All these other teams, honestly, I don't know what to expect. We already, as you're pointing out, we got some roster changes here. It's understandable if we see more of that with the other teams that are going to pop up in this event. So, you know, throughout this week especially, we'll get an idea of how teams are going to be looking. And, you know, ultimately, you know, having some fun with this, too. I wouldn't be too surprised.
Yeah,
but,
definitely.
Again, there's some money on the line and some prestige and everything. So, still looking forward to some good hunt, no doubt here. We are finished up with the picks just about. We got one more on the side of Shrek. Yeah, you made a point. Howard Spell, a.k.a. Nox. That's what we know him as, the carry player again. These are two teams that both made the playoffs. We definitely made a splash, but in the end fell short as far as advancing on. But we got to see an idea of who they are, though. They're pretty solid teams.
Yeah, I think probably Ogre, maybe it's a little bit stronger in this matchup. To be fair, I thought they would do a little bit better. I mean, they had a good running, as you said, but from all the practice they put in, I know they've been playing, like, landing together for the last 2 or 3 weeks, so I expect maybe them to do a little bit better. And I think one of the showings we saw, Nox just had a phenomenal, I mean, all of the games, actually, Nox had seemed a phenomenal game, so I guess he's just a great player at the end of the day, but probably going to expect to see the same in these games here as well. Who picks up Silhouette? I think this is more of a common pick for them now. From what I've seen of them, they like to play, you know, the Silhouette or even the Tremble if they can get their hands on it. It does obviously leave them vulnerable to aggressive laning, but Ogre have picked up Ophelia. I mean, she can easily go aggressive jungle, but not the same as maybe like an aggressive tri-lane or even an aggressive pseudo-tri-lane with Parasites. We'll have to see if Ogre looking to go aggressive or just sort of play it safe and try and deal with Silhouette later in the game.
Yeah, you know, these playoffs were very interesting for a couple of reasons that we just had to hear this last weekend, and one of them, honestly, was the lack of Deadwood. Deadwood seems like he was starting to get a lot of attention, especially with the changes and, you know, the girl Swen and Melons making a point that, hey, don't forget about this hero, guys. He was starting to get some good attention from the top tier teams even. But I know Reason Gaming loved to run him, but we didn't see that from them in their 3 games they played against Willowkeeper in the Final Four bracket, and, you know, we didn't see it at all from what I recall in the Final Four.
No, I think you're right. And it's strange though because the hero's so strong, and I don't understand. To be honest, I have no idea why they didn't really want to pick him up, honestly. Seems quite strange to me anyway.
Well, we got the next tier of picks now to see how things continue to develop, of course. Clanks, Valkyrie, Kraken, Midas, Pebbles, and Tempest for the bands there. Of course, Pebble's kind of Deadwood-esque, obviously, in that role. Flux going to be coming out here on the side of Team Who. Now, when it comes to AoE synergy, again, they got the Magnus ready to go with it, but not over the top. They don't have the Engie, they don't have the Krakens, because they're very powerful heroes with Flux, but still a solid choice, no doubt.
Definitely. I mean, a tree likes to pick up Flux whether they have AoE synergy or not. The hero is just a very good hero, particularly in the laning phase. Can always be built into a semi-carry if you play it the way Kraken does, for example. So, yeah, I think a solid matchup. Actually fares very, very well against Deadwood, actually, because the reason why Flux works well against Deadwood is because either you want to beat Deadwood in the laning phase or kind of... and that's where you come from, coming as a range hero. So, like, if you're a Chipper versus Deadwood, you only beat him in the laning phase, for example, you still have the possibility of getting killed, for example, if you get Rotten Grass and always. Whereas Flux can actually sort of do both. He can beat Deadwood in the laning phase because he is ranged, but he has the possibility to sort of survive even if Deadwood does go on him. So he does actually work very, very well against Deadwood in that respect. Yeah. And talking of Chipper, actually... Yeah. We do see him here.
There you go. There you go. Good against the under-leveled supports and whatnot. Now, on the side of the Legion team, obviously Rhapsody can fall victim to that. But, other than that, not a whole lot of necessarily being too scared. But, yeah, Chipper, obviously a very aggressive hero. Definitely goes well with a hero like Deadwood and Glacius, who want to be active. Usually early on in the game. Helophilia, of course, a big part of that, too. So, safe to say Shrek is definitely going for the more aggressive style lineup here. And I believe, they're still going to be looking to get a hero for Nox unless he ends up playing that Deadwood or something like that.
No, they'll pick up a carry hero last, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I think they're even going to run Deadwood Suicide, something that we see Reason Gaming do quite a bit, actually, for Zane. And then I'm assuming Chipper will be played mid. Could be because they saw the Flux. They didn't want to run Flux versus Deadwood. Like I talked about, the matchup just doesn't fare too well for Deadwood. He doesn't really have ability to kill him and gets harassed quite a bit in lane as well. But there's the Legionnaire pick from Who, and a very, very greedy pickup, seeing as they've got Silhouette on the team as well. I think that might clinch it, being that Ogre will definitely run aggressive if they want to, I think, because of that Legionnaire pick.
Yeah.
If Who picks up another support, then I think Ogre will be less inclined to do so. But with a Legionnaire pick, they're kind of screaming to go aggressive, because I think if Ogre given the time and space that Who are looking to get, then this Legionnaire and Silhouette can do a lot of work. So I'm assuming a kind of a self-sufficient carry in the short lane, whilst Chipper can go mid and maybe Deadwood and Glacius and Ophelia can go in the aggressive jungle. That's not the self-sufficient carry I was thinking of. So maybe they won't do that. That's fine. I mean, like that's only one way you deal with Silhouette and Legionnaire, obviously in the laning phase. I think that's not only the best way, but there's still ways you can beat her. Try and find a timing, for example, before the portal key Nullstone, and that could become from pushing, for example, with Ophelia. So yeah, it's not too bad, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about the possibility of what could have been a trial aid. Do you think Ophelia, in the same jungle as the Legionnaire, could that be an issue? Or
it wouldn't be an issue. Like Ophelia, although she's not as good as an aggressive jungler as Parasite, she can still definitely hold her own against Legionnaire. It's just because she picks up a hard creep, and there's not much that Legionnaire can really do. I mean, Legionnaire is one of those junglers that actually fares kind of decently compared to, say, like Warbeast or many of the other passive junglers, but I think she would still get shut down, or he will get shut down still from Ophelia, but I guess it's just a risk they don't want to take. I mean, the only reason when I'm talking about them going aggressive jungle is just because you want to pressure Silhouette, and particularly Legionnaire as well, from the get-go. Silhouette has kind of a weak laning phase, and you kind of want to exploit that if you can. So, I mean, they don't have to do it. I just think, I've seen time and time again where teams could easily go aggressive and try and shut down Silhouette in the lane, and they don't, and then it backfires and Silhouette gets out of control, and when it's into the mid or late game, they have nothing to do with it. So that's the one issue I've got here for Ogre. But I mean, like I said, as long as they've got ways to deal with her in the mid or late game, which I think they do, they should be fine, I guess.
Yeah, and yet again, another case of teams that are, for some reason, Dampier running with the jungle has just become more the popular thing as of late, so we'll see how they make it work here. I do know Nox definitely, when he was really around back in the days of Q Squad and whatnot, I believe for some reason I recall him playing it actually quite a bit.
No, it was Team Excellent, remember, with Pew.
Was it?
The strategy.
That's right.
Yeah, they brought it out. Dampier was like not picked at all, and then Team Excellent started running it up, and that's when Dampier actually received nerfs. So pretty much, Nox was the reason Dampier got nerfed practically. It's true though. I remember they had this strategy, and it was kind of revolutionary at the time.
Yeah, safe to say he knows what he's doing with the hero. So again, we have still seen it work. Just because you have a jungler doesn't mean it won't. It doesn't make the hero bad necessarily. It does take away a little bit from the snowball factor of the possibility, but most certainly still can get that snowball and be a very scary carry, of course. So, as we are in the pause here, guys, it's give us a little more time to, again, kind of talk about this event as a whole. I know we're kind of rushed into this an extent, you know, right? We come on right away. We're starting the game number 1 of it. This being the Onslaught tournament, guys. So once again, to kind of recap here, as I know more people are also chiming in. Again, you go to HonTour.com. There's actually a portal link on the right-hand side called the Onslaught. You click it. You can go to this website yourself to get all the information necessary. Right here, but again, this is a fun event here. This is kind of it's a 2-week tournament basically that's taking place over the next 2 weeks here. You know, as an in between with On Tour Season 3 playoffs finishing and the World Finals at the end of the month to come. Wanted kind of in a sense a filler event. So you know, to get for both the players and the teams and well, of course, the viewers here on Honcast, give you some entertainment as a result. And again, this format here, being the group stages, this really is the fun thing about this, I think. Not often we get a round-robin group stage. So again, everyone going to play each other once. That is it. It's just a best out of 1. So, a.k.a. you go 3-0, you are easily advancing on to the next round. That 2-1 record most likely also going to be advancing on. And, you know, so stressing that on this matchup here makes it a little bit more important why you really want to win this match here because, again, the other 2 opponents in this group are Willowkeeper and Fresh. Both, to say the least, very quality teams. So if you want any chance of getting top 2 in this group, you probably want to win this matchup here. It's safe to say, between Team Who and Shrek. So we'll see who comes out on top.
Yeah, it's a cool format actually because every single match matters, which is kind of cool.
Yeah,
I'd like to see.
There's more emphasis there. So. All right, so and that's also kind of another thing too. You know, not often we have best of 1s. You know, we're talking about best of 5s, a straight up best of 5 on the weekend, of course, and how that could affect things. But how about a best of 1 where I mean, it's just 1 and done. So expect some possible cheesy strategy. You know, the Congors,
it would be cool.
Different crazy picks, which honestly seems like we've been seeing anyways. But
yeah.
So you look at Trek here though; they're blocking the jungle. They're going aggressive with the wards here.
They won't run aggressive Tri-London because otherwise they would just block one of Aphelia's best hard camps. So they're just going to try and block Legionnaire, try and slow his farm down, which is fine, as I've stated before. And then, yes, they blocked these 3 camps actually here. Legion actually already bought his items. This is the one issue actually where I see some kind of less experienced Legionnaires players do this. If you ever see Zlap play Legionnaire, he won't buy any items until he sort of sees the enemy team. And sees where his camps are. If they are blocked, then he'll just go straight into buying a Rev Ward. And obviously, if no camps are blocked, then he'll just buy a hatchet and go from there. But as you can see, he spent all his gold, so he's going to have no Rev Wards in time. So he's going to be kind of limited in terms of where he can farm. He can only farm the yellow camp, to be fair. Because farming hard camps at level 1 is very, very difficult. So, yeah, sort of hurt him just because he's bought his starting items already, unfortunately.
Yeah, definitely kind of keep an eye on his farm, but you do see the 3 camps being blocked. I mean, again, going to be able to start with the yellow camp. But yeah, very, very difficult start indeed here. As Rhapsody actually even blocking that camp herself. I don't even know if that was... I mean, I assume that was intentional in case maybe Ophelia was coming in here.
Yeah, I think she expected Ophelia to be there. But it's quite interesting. At Ogre, they are doing kind of half what I said and half not. Obviously, they're running like this aggressive dual lane to try and shut down Silhouette, which I definitely approve of. But obviously, Ophelia's just in their own jungle. So I guess they are sort of shutting down Silhouette in the lane, and I guess it can't be punished too much either because Legionnaire can't be all that aggressive compared to sort of some other junglers like Parasite, for example, or even Tempest to an extent. So yeah, I think they're doing the right thing. Shutting down Silhouette in lane, I think, is the biggest thing, and they are accomplishing that, whether they have the Ophelia or not in the jungle. So.
Yeah, you see again the combo of Glacius and Chipper. A lot of burst potential can come out, especially from the side of Chipper, more so than the lockdown from Glacius. So you can't be too overzealous here. You can't be looking to play too aggressive yourself, especially for this Rhapsody and trying to harass. I mean, you see right here, Freeze comes to look at that damage. That was no rockets. If he lands a rocket, possible bloodlust. No, the health potion. Just enough right there, but nice boxing out Silhouette even as well. So just as we're talking about it, yeah, you do not want to get caught by that Glacial Freeze.
Yeah, this dual range lane is very, very deadly, and although, you know, Legion have a dual range lane, it's not really the same because Silhouette just has such a poor range. Actually, Glacius is a little bit out of position. If perhaps he can get the stun, can't get it.
You can now. Here's the hero blocking from Legionnaire.
Silhouette stopped.
Still don't
know.
Silhouette. Though, yeah.
Silhouette actually backed off before Rhapsody got the stun. Didn't expect it to get it in, but could have perhaps been a kill, but backs off. But yeah, it's dual range lane though, both being 600 range from Chipper and Glacius. It's just causing a lot of problems compared to sort of the Silhouette who only has 400 range.
Yep, so we'll keep an eye on that lane down there, not only for kills, but, you know, creep farm as well. Silhouette so far, 5-1 now. again, kind of struggling here, and understandable that he is. You see Ophelia right here using the Voltulor, doing a good job of triple stacking a camp and using that Voltulor Tornado to basically kill it fairly quickly. So Ophelia's farm also pretty good. In fact, the GPM charts, just look at that. I mean, there's no hero kills or anything yet, but it is being dominated by Chipper, Deadwood, and Dampier so far.
They're winning all the lanes.
Yeah.
It's quite impressive, actually. I mean, when I was talking about, obviously, a self-sufficient carry in the short line, I guess Dampier can do that if he's facing a melee versus melee matchup. But I still expect Magnus to do very well, though, because he does do very well versus melees. So I think just at this moment in time, I think Ogre are just simply outplaying them in the lanes. I can understand why short lane is going kind of a hard time, because Silhouette Rhapsody has a weak short lane, obviously, compared to Chipper Glacius. But as for mid and top, I think both... who players should be doing a little bit better here.
Yeah. To be fair, mid is pretty even. It's 16
yeah,
and 3
that's
Fletcher,
true.
16 and 2 Deadwood. You see Silhouette at the bottom lane again, a lot of pressure though coming out, and now it's Rhapsody's turn. Acid Thunder Blast is used. Rhapsody being slowed. In comes one rocket. Gonna need one more though, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, not enough for the kill. Silhouette, in fact, trying to get a turn kill, and if she gets a turn kill, that would be absolutely huge, but she cannot. And now she falls victim. Marty Marcus on the Chipper. The rocket barrage comes on just when you think you have a chance. What is Rhapsody doing? Oh, she wants this kill, but she's not gonna get it. A double tap for Chipper, not what you need if you're Team Who here.
No. Just this really nice play from Ogre, just sort of splitting, almost aggro in that respect. Chipper sort of backed off from Vision, potted up, and then Glacier started sort of tanking hits. And that Rhapsody just completely overextended, thought she'd get the kill, but she couldn't. And yeah, that is real disastrous in the lane now, because Silhouette is having a hard time just getting last hits, but after that death as well, she's really underfarmed. And I mean, I've talked about it before, but Silhouette, she needs to get on off to a good start. That's why shutting her down in lane is the best strategy to deal with a Silhouette.
Yeah.
She needs that portal key, she needs that null stun, and having farm like this, she's nowhere near it. I mean, Chipper's already picked up Ghost Mark just breaky. I mean, this lane is going horribly right now.
Yeah, that's, I mean, the Ghost Marchers not only just give him, obviously, the chance to, well, use the Ghost Marchers and chase you down and where the phase effect and whatnot, but also, you know, just the more attack damage that's bringing to the table. Those saws that he constantly shoots out, even more powerful now. Gonna have to deal with that. So, I mean, rotations for Team Who, it's like they, you know, can they do anything here? Exactly.
Not really. Like, if it's going to be anything, it's going to come from this Legionnaire. But like I talked about in the draft, like, when you pick up a Legionnaire and a Silhouette, you've got two very greedy picks that can be exploited, and that's what Ogre are doing right now at the moment. I mean, Legionnaire's got decent farm, though, level 5, close to level 6. Here they need to lock down the bottom lane if they can, if possible. Flux mid lane might be in trouble.
Yeah, he is in... No, he's going to be fine. He's an health potion. Just a little too tanky right there. Legionnaire also is getting low, but actually had a regen rune bottled up. Uses it right there and back to farm he goes. You know, Legionnaire, again, we talked about it. His camp's being blocked and just the situations there. Just decided to buy early on. Now, he does get the bottle first, so... In a sense, you know, we like to refer to that as lapped build here. Looks like he may be going for that. Devil's going back in for the kill, but here comes Legionnaire. And down goes Messera. Messera got a little too tunnel vision there.
Yeah, just nice rotation from the Legionnaire. But yeah, I think Deadwood was a little bit too over-aggressive. Like, he was kind of diving the tier 1 tower and had no eyes on the Legionnaire. But yeah, just nice rotation from Shulkin. And that's what he needs to be. Like, he needs to be the person that gets active in these lanes and tries to make the ganks happen, because they're on a little bit of a right in the laning phase anyway. Yeah. And he's the only person that really can get him out. So.
Dampier 34-8 against the Magnus, who's 20-1. So, yeah, again, Nox doing his best farming impression, and well, he does that often, of course. Top lane also, Magnus could be in some trouble. A net from the Skeleton King, that's going to hit, and Magnus falls pretty quickly right there. Just good communication coming out from Shrek. You can tell they're both on the same page, both the Ophelia and the Dampier. So, File, the one playing the Magnus there, unfortunately unable to react in time.
Yeah, I wasn't watching the top lane too much, to be fair, but I mean, he's getting dominated by Dampier, and I expect that really matchup to go in favour of Magnus because of the volcanic touch. He's only got 1 point in it, and that could be the reason why. And even perhaps Ophelia having presence in the lane, like just in terms of maybe level 2 or level 3 rotations. But yeah, his farm's very, very low, and I expect it to be a lot higher if he's 1v1 melee versus melee. But this hasn't happened for whatever reason. Yeah,
so really a lot's going to rely on this Flux here playing for Team Who, and you know, his start to 358 gold per minute. He got the assist. He didn't even get that kill earlier on, but he's really stepped up his game quite a bit too, and going to need to make some big plays from him. But again, Flux, is he really that playmaking hero necessarily? He's great for team fights and everything, and does have some decent damage between that magnetic surge and the release of his, but he's not necessarily going to be your Deadwood or your Pebble style ganker. He's one that needs a little bit more time before he can start actually hitting pretty hard if he decides to go out.
Oh, Chipper.
Is Chipper in trouble? He sure is. Wow, 3 players on top of him. Magnus with the eruption.
Nice.
And down he goes. So Magnus figuring, you know what? I ain't too good top. Might as well rotate somewhere. And it does get a kill, but Dampier just easily pushes top as a result.
Yeah, I mean, I do like what Ho are doing, though. They're trying to secure the bottom lane, trying to get farm on the Silhouette, which is what they need to do. And like I said, Magnus can't really lane top now after he got sort of dominated so hard. So I like them just trying to secure at least one lane, and they're doing that kind of... Like, Chipper's kind of rotated. He's going to go bot again, but Legionnaires with an invis might be able to look for another kill, actually.
Flux with the pull back. There's a ton on it. Calacious. Chipper coming up with the counter, though. Down goes Legionnaire. And Calacious going to survive right here, at least so far. Magnus, he's still trying to do some work. It ain't going to be nearly enough, though. That Ophelios touch. You just saw Calacious go from nearly dead to full life because of how little life he only has so far. And the turn is real once again.
That was such a big misplay, unfortunately, by far on Magnus. Like I think he would have secured the kill if he just stunned instantly. Instead, he used the steam bath, and then because of that, he didn't have mana for his stun. Oh dear.
Maybe that was a misclick then, or yeah, I don't know what the intentions were then, honestly, but for some reason hit that steam bath instead of that stun ability, which usually would be for the better if you're trying to set up a kill. But unfortunately, the misplay is real, and 5,300 gold lead, 3,000 experiencing now. Dampiro's rotating to the middle lane, it looked like, but Flux actually falls back before he can get caught, so Dampier will just instead go back to the top lane. But they have freed up a little bit of time for Silhouette right now, but you got to figure that's not going to last long. I mean, you see he's getting some free farm here currently, but Chipper, and here comes a failed Rock Glacius, so as soon as Silhouette starts to get a little too comfortable, she could be possibly looking to be caught out here. You see, here we go. I thought he might have been going in right there, but Glacius not close enough really to get a lockdown onto Silhouette. She's not, unless you get that freeze onto her, she can easily escape Chipper. So you can't really apply any powerful stun. If she keeps going, though, yeah, she needs to be careful about this. Okay. It's going to be fine, it looks like, so yeah, figuring out something's there. Oh, maybe. Oh, boy.
I think Glacius could take her anytime, I think.
Yeah, it's almost like, yeah, oh, geez, that's the time, Fenny, but no, Glacius just a little slow. Should be fine.
Legionnaire's coming, though.
Yeah, Legionnaire's coming, and actually Chipper still wants to make something happen. Now, Legionnaire's coming with the flank. Silhouette's taking a lot of damage as a result, and she is going to end up falling. So clearly, I don't know about that. I mean, she had Legionnaire coming. Glacial Downpour going to be used out. Look at Legionnaire's life. That is dropping quickly. The taunt actually missed. No, that wasn't a taunt. But anyways, Chipper stays alive for the time being. As down goes Legionnaire. He finally will go down, though, as Flux doing some assistance as well with his discharge there. And now Glacius being chased down. Stun in 1 second. Going to use it. Is it going to be enough for the kill? It should be. Ophelia's touch comes out. Going to go for the turn kill. Is Glacius. Rhapsody fallen. Rhapsody. Oh. No, the port. Oh, whoever's porting, you better get the kill, Deadwood. Rotten Grasp. Oh. No. And actually, Rhapsody's going to live. He saves her life when it's all said and done. That's a little bit of a misplay there from Shrek.
Yep. I totally agree. If maybe he thought he could get the kill on Magnus as well, but he doesn't get either because of that port, unfortunately. So.
Yep.
Oh well, a little bit of a misplay there from Missouri, as you said, but still not too bad. I think for Who, though, like the only way they can really get back into the game is a portal key on Legionnaire, though, because these ganks, like you said, he rotated down bottom and Silhouette tried to man up, but Legionnaire was already going on the Glacius. Like if he has a portal key there, can maybe try and set up straight onto the Chipper, but isn't able to find it. But he's just kind of got poor farm because he got locked down and with all the wards been setting up, for example. And it's just like with issues like this, like I've stated it before, but if there's almost nothing that this team can do, then this earlier on, you can kind of tell it's kind of a drafting issue. Having Legionnaire and Silhouette on the same team, particularly when Ogre can exploit it as they have done, it's a bit of an issue with Chipper.
Ooh, Chipper running into a death trap right here. All 5 are nearby. In fact, Glacius needs to probably get back right here. Chipper willing to falling, and yeah, Glacius, if he stuck around a little longer, probably dead too. In fact, he still might be dead. Legionnaire's charging it all the way. Finally gets there, applies the taunt, and this should be a dead Glacius as well. As there you go, the combo from Flux. So finally, again, more good news for Team Who. Definitely much needed good news, because even with that, there's still quite the deficit at 12 minutes into the game, but they're going to push this bottom tower as a team. You do see some split pushing coming out from Shrek. And again, though, Dampier just continues to farm. So Nox has really not been too involved just yet. He does have 2 assists, but he's just farming away, has that light brand, another 1,300 gold saved up. But at least Team Who, again, they're doing some movement here. They're getting some kills, and clearly they're still playing, thinking that they have a good chance to win.
Dampier.
So. Is Dampier in trouble? He actually is. Wow, Magma stunned in. They catch him, actually. So much for just free farming the top lane, they say. Down he goes as all 5 show up. Well, apparently, just do the chain strat.
Yeah, Who are really like rotating and trying to find and they're finding a lot of kills actually. So just really nice play from Who, and I think they're catching Ogre a little bit off guard, honestly, because I think Ogre almost feel like they're a little bit lackluster or a little bit more complacent now. They had a very good laning stage, but a couple of these ganks, and Who are only 4,000 gold behind when they were like 6 or 7,000 gold behind. So yeah, just nice rotations, and they're taking triple stack ancients now as well. So I think they should. They should be doing actually not too bad now. Legionnaires close to his portal key as well. Yeah, actually, Who are still in this game.
Yeah, I honestly, I gotta say, I'm a little bit surprised at how well they've they've kind of calmed it down a little bit right here. And it's not necessarily that Shrek has been making mistakes themselves. It's just, you know, they've been doing a good job of finding, being together at the right place at the right time again. Now, these kills have been all 5 of them together. That's only going to work for so long, to be fair, as Shrek will definitely pick up on that and react to it. But hey, the fact that they were able to get several kills in the process, most certainly good news for them there. And there's definitely a Legionnaire, most likely.
Yeah, so I expect to even be more aggressive now. I think they need to just try and punish the side lanes, like Chipper farming bot. Like, it's gotten to the stage now where Chipper should not be controlling this bottom lane. The only lanes that Ogre can really be able to farm is mid and top. This bot lane should easily be in favour of Who, so they should try and secure that. Legion should maybe try and rotate over his portal key and set up a kill on Chipper, because this is a free kill down bottom right now if they want to take it, but they're busy farming mid and top.
What do you think about Flux's build? He goes more of the utility route, the Astrolabe. Now, they have been doing a lot of clumping up, but they are going to be missing out some damage output because of his build choice.
Yeah. I mean, I actually do like Astrolabe on Flux. I just don't know if I'm feeling it this kind of game. Because Ogre are probably looking to sort of team fight and push, and I don't know if Who even want a team fight, though, because I just think they're a little bit too weak at this moment to try and take team fights. I guess if they're going to team fight, I think Astrolabe is fine. I just think maybe the decision to team fight from the side of Who might be maybe a poor decision, because I think if they take a team fight, they're just going to lose and get further behind. But it looks like they want a team fight as people are rotating bottom. Astrolabe is only going to help that. So
yeah.
Sounds good a decision, I guess, if that's their mentality.
They say if you can group up, so can we. But here's a shot for Team Who. I mean, they are setting up pretty well right here. Legionnaire, he's ready. That's going to be a big taunt in the background. Will they have the follow-up? Flux is coming in right now. Decapitate on Glacius to start things out. Predictability in the background. Chipper, he's being pulled back in. And slow. Legionnaire is dropping. Astral Appeal comes off. Magnus with the eruption. He does get it off. He takes the Falcon Punch, but doing a lot of AoE damage in return. Deadwood's in trouble. Down goes Ophelia. Deadwood goes down.
For real?
Damn, Pier wasn't there the whole time, but the 4-for-0 exchange, and Team Who, they say, yeah, we are here and ready to play all of a sudden.
Wow, I just can't believe that just had Brain Break. You 4-for-0, and that was just complete oversight from Ogre. Like, they push us 4 down bottom, Who have everyone off the map. Like, you have to assume Who are going to defend that, and they do, and Dampier was not with them. Either you fight as fire with Dampier, or you don't fight at all, and as a result, they get punished heavily, and Who, they come all the way back into it now. Wow. I was not expecting that break here.
I mean, the portal key Legion, I don't even know if they knew he had a portal key yet, to be honest. I don't know if he had actually shown it at that time. And again, though, they were setting up. That was clearly they were ready to go, and just simply,
nice.
and, you know, I think it's safe to say Shrek also kind of learned their lesson there. That's one of those things you figure on paper. You're like, you're facing against a Legionnaire, a hero that, you know, relies on you being clumped up. Don't clump up. Now, it happens once in a game, you kind of oversight it. Now they're probably going to make a point of, okay, we're not going to clump up. Because they were literally, like, all on top of each other right there.
Yeah, I mean, I think if Dampier was there, that would have been a lot better for Ogre, but yeah, still really good initiation from Legion nonetheless, though.
Yeah.
And yeah, the Astrolabe from Flux would definitely help in scenarios like that, but oh my god, bro, Ogre just threw away their laning advantage though because of that.
Yeah.
Now. They were like 4,000 or 5,000 gold, now it's only 300, and actually experience advantage in favour of Who, actually. So yeah, Who are right back in it, and look at Silhouette's farm as well. She's got like decent GPM for the time being, so yeah. This game is still well in well, it's still a good game.
Oh, absolutely. And, you think about Dampier, and I know some people will definitely sit here and say, oh, what was Nox doing top and farm? And again, I don't think he was wrong in that sense. I mean, that was just a team decision to send 4, kind of split push in a sense, and clearly they underestimated the potential of Team
as much of it is, or much fault of Nox is the team's decision's fault to pushing down bottom as well, kind of thing. It's much their fault as Nox's fault, kind of thing. Either you push with Nox or you don't push at all. Yeah. Simple as that, really. So you can't put it down to one person. If you want to put it down to everyone, it's probably the captain. If you want to blame anyone, kind of thing. Yeah. Because you need to be as far if you're making that kind of push.
Speaking of pushing in the middle lane here, I mean, look at, Sunamel definitely was a big advocate of this item when he was on the cast. That Sackstone being picked up by Flux right here. And, for good reason it is. No doubt an item that provides some very good stats for you and your team. And, hey, they got some good physical presence here on the Hellborn side, specifically that Deadwood. So, up against that, you see the discharge used to push it back right now. Flux does go in, though. But just look at how tanky Flux is, man. Astrolabe going to be used with the Falcon Punch still coming out. He's still somehow alive. Oh, the Protective Melody. That was a good attempt, but just unfortunately a second too late right there. And, actually, bottom lane, Silhouette also goes down. So now it's Shrek's turn to start making some plays once again as Dampier, of course, starting to get involved here. That's a different story when he's involved.
Yeah, definitely. Silhouette actually was getting aggressive on the Chipper. Thought he'd get the kill, and Mighty Marcus just turned it on him. So just nice play there from the Chipper. And yeah, they expect City to push mid now because of that. I still don't think who have the ability to take team fights until they get Nullstone and Portal Key on Silhouette, though. And that's why I was questioning maybe the Astrolabe and Saxton on Flux. I think maybe if they can delay till they get Nullstone and Portal Key on Silhouette, then yeah, take team fights as 5. But try to take team fights with a Silhouette who's got below 900 HP, she's just going to die instantly.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure these Ancients were triple stacked for a long time. I don't even know if I saw the Legion team do them earlier on. They might have, to be fair, but the point is the triple stack gets stolen right there from Dampier. Yeah. Okay, so they did do the earlier one, so at least it wasn't hanging around there forever. Yeah. But Dampier does take those. That's a huge resource swing.
Yep, definitely. Just maybe a little bit of inexperience from her. Like whenever you see like some of the top teams do like triple stack engines, they'll stack it and then they'll do it on the same minute they stacked it, kind of thing. Because of reasons like that. Because what happened is that one person or two people get picked off, and then the objectives can be taken from Ogre, whether it be a tower or triple stack ancients. You can't just their middle lane though.
Middle lane, the port back not going to be nearly in time. In fact, no, Ophelia in trouble as well. Legion are getting a lot of spins with so many creeps nearby with that top dead capitate to finish him off. The level 2 decapitate. You saw the port coming in. It's like, yeah, I'm not going to go. As no one else was coming in as well, and obviously pretty much everyone in the whole team is here, well, other than Silhouette, who's actually at the bottom lane. No, that was the Illusion that was dying. The other one's in the jungle, of course, just farming away in the meantime. So they push middle lane right here. Team Who, they might keep it going, actually. I mean, they still have Eruption. They still have Flux Discharge. Silhouette, again, not here. Little scary point right now for Team Who, but they do got some powerful AoE synergy. Don't want to overstep their boundaries, though. I'm a little bit worried for them if they keep going here, honestly. As Silhouette, okay, she is making her way over now as I say that. And with her, again,
even with that, I don't know, like, Ophelia's up in 5 seconds. This is a bad team fight for Who right now.
It could be. Ophelia's touch is ready to go, so has that to use in case now they aren't really showing themselves the most. Obviously, it's just really Flux. Those are even just illusions, in fact, so I guess they're really not overcommitting this by any means. Wait, that is a fake Flux, right? Yeah, okay. The illusion right there explodes, and they will fight it off. Now, the tower is just out of deny range, but I think Team Who was kind of on the same page as us of, you know what, it's a little too scary. Let's not force the issue here.
They need this Nullstone Portal Key Silhouette before they take any team fights, because she's just going to get obliterated by, like, Dampier will kill her in like a W and a Q, because he's got a Grimoire of power now, so he needs like he needs that Nullstone, needs that Portal Key. And this is why I sort of question maybe the Flux Astrolabe and Sackstone. To me, that this just shows maybe a slight difference of opinion between sort of captain and leader and some of the carry players, or even to the draft as well. It's like, yeah, pick up Flux, Astrolabe, and Saxton, that's fine, but you have to kind of push and take team fights. But you pick up a Silhouette, and she can't take team fights, logically until she has the Nullstone and Portal Key. So maybe there's a slight difference. I mean, like, if, say, Silhouette is a Malakun kind of thing, and he has like instant territory, yeah, you just goes 5 and push from there. But Silhouette, she's not that kind of carry. She fulfills a different role. She has her own niche in that respect. So, yeah, just a slight maybe dis-synergy in that respect, but
Yeah.
it will still pay off when she gets that portal key, and she's kind of close. I think she's already got her nullstone, so only portal key left. So
Yeah,
get
most
that maybe
certainly.
28 minutes or so.
No, comfortable player with this hero. We've seen it do wonders as he starts to excel in the game, takes advantage of her ultimate with that shadow ability, and applies a split pushing and whatnot. Double damage. Dampier's actually going to walk right by it. I don't know if he just simply is planning to go back and get it. Okay, he's going to go back and get it right here. I was maybe thinking he had an attempt elsewhere, but he does not. He gets the double damage rune. He has a Grimoire finish, by the way, with that portal key. Could be looking for something middle. He just used the portal key. As, by the way, one target's 9, another one's destroyed in Shrek's favor. But no, just going to continue to farm in the meantime. Over here, Legionnaire's looking for somebody. That somebody could be Ophelia running over a ward's sight. But no, instead they're going to make their way to the top lane. But look who's doing Kongor. Dampier in the Kongor pits. It seems like we see this often. With the Hellborn team, they go to do Kongor. The other teams, well, they're pushing top. So, really taking advantage of the map here.
Definitely. I don't think who can defend or even try and go for this Kongor, though. Like I said, splitting the map is definitely the way to go. They've got Nosto now on Silhouette. If she can get a portal key as well, that would be a big factor. She's still definitely old Magnus.
That's big. Is that going to be a quick kill? It is. Oh, no! Okay.
No, I didn't.
Chipper's like, I got your back. Don't worry. He has
like
freaking
10 HP.
staff, by the way, too. Wow.
Wow.
Really got that. Yeah, I haven't paid too much
Rhapsody.
attention to him. In fact, they're still going. Look at that tree throw right there, Hail Mary style. And Rhapsody is also going to be picked off. So what do we talk about from time to time? The worst case scenario, not only do you give up Kongor token, but then you also get killed a couple of heroes while you're trying to go in the area. Now, they weren't necessarily trying to defend Kongor there. They just happened to be in the vicinity. That was a good find by Shrek. And they're going to keep it going as a middle lane. That is the real Dampier. For some reason, I thought he was bottom. But, yeah, he's going into Flux here. Trying to chase him down. Release comes out on Silhouette's here. But, again, I don't know if you want to fight this, really. Okay, they're going to try, and it's Dampier, though. That's exactly why. He's pounding down Flux right here. Hopefully his touch comes out. It's not enough, though. He will go down. Down goes Flux. So they do get the token use, though. So you could say there is a little bit of a victory there for Team Who. They won't have to deal with that now. But Deadwood, oh, nice stun from Silhouette. And she will get away.
That was actually a really nice play from Dampier there. Silhouette used the tree grapple, but actually Dampier W'd onto the Flux there just to dodge it and secure the kill. If he didn't do that, he would actually died and without getting the kill on Flux. But yeah, still, I think it's not too bad because they got the token from Dampier. So sieging high ground for Ogre is going to be a little bit harder now because Dampier doesn't have the ability to go and right-click the tier 3 tower without endangering himself. So
now, I don't know if Dampier's being spotted by this Ward of Rev. I mean, he's getting damn close to it. So I have a feeling that they're at least somewhat of an idea that he's nearby, or where he is, I should say. And it looks like it's going to be enough to scare them off once again. So again, they don't have the token anymore. That's if they had the token here, I wouldn't be surprised if they just kept pushing there. But.
I don't know. I think they can still take it. I think Who are a little bit almost risky trying to defend the tier 2. I think they should be defending tier 3. I think Ogre could probably take this if they want to be honest. But I guess they just don't feel safe when they don't have token on Dampier, I guess, as you said.
Yeah. Want the bigger and better items, maybe more the team fight items, something like that Soul's Bulwark for Deadwood, which wouldn't be surprised to see that coming out here in the near future. Glacius kind of up here.
Oh, this is dangerous.
There's the discharge pull in, the pull-ups on a Glacius, Magnetic Surge. Chipper comes and chase onto the background with that Staff of the Master. Deadwood follows it up and down goes Legionnaire off the bat. Magnus counter eruption though, and Dampier's dropping. Dampier, one more auto attack will go down, even with the focus buff for the auto attacks going right through it. Magnus will fall, however, but Silhouette's still pretty good. You see Deadwood back here. Kind of a split fight so far, but with Dampier dead, you got to give it to Team Who. Maybe not so much anymore. As a hat trick for Mighty Marcus. Will he get a quad kill even? Yes, he will, with the assistance of Deadwood right there. A quad kill genocide comes out. Yeah, that Staff of the Master, man, it just does work on Chipper.
It really does, and this is what I was worried about from Who. I thought, without really having the defense of their tier 3s, I don't know how that was going to take team fight. They did okay, I guess. They killed Dampier and Glacius, but definitely the team fight went in favour of Ogre there. Just this Silhouette just doesn't seem to be doing too much about a portal key. Can't get the greatest of initiations, and she isn't the biggest threat either, honestly. She only's got Nullstone, and she does kind of quickly as well. Like that staff of some Chipper, though, Break, you said it does so much work.
Yeah.
He's topping the damage shots now at 19%. So.
Not surprised. Yeah, and the greatest thing about it, too, I think, is the fact that it goes through Shrunken Head. The slow of it goes through Shrunken Head, so even if they pop that Shrunken, you're just like, you know what, I'm not to damage you necessarily, but I'm still being very useful for my team. It's safe to say that's, of course, a downside of a hero like Chipper, being that he's all about the magic damage. but at least that gives him a little bit more utility there. So, and we're at a point now, of course, when you don't have shrunken heads, it's just that much worse. Because then, of course, the damage goes through, and you have to deal with that. Yeah, Silhouette still doesn't have that portal key, so another reason, kind of going back to what you're talking about, it's like, why are they trying to fight that right there and, you know, make something happen? They just need that portal key on her. That gives her so much more mobility for obvious reasons, but especially for her. It helps her set up her her tree grapple so much better. Might as well call it a death grapple. You see, Protective Melody will save Legionnaire. But, you know, a chainsaw for a Protective Melody, you'll take that. Now, I guess it's not the longest difference. Okay, yeah, no, Chipper's chainsaws, man, it's what, 45 seconds at this level, so.
Yeah, the staff effect makes it really low cooldown.
Does it lower the cooldown as well? Okay.
Yeah, it does. It's in green, so I think it's by like 10, 15 seconds, I think.
Yeah.
It doesn't say on the staff effect.
Yeah, I knew it was already pretty short, to be honest, so, but yeah, it looks like it does lower it a little bit, too.
Yeah, I remember people like use it just to farm creep waves and stuff. Do you remember when Slicks used to farm creep waves with
Oh god, Forsaken Archer and whatnot, yeah.
I'm stuck on it, yeah. So
he would just pop his ultimate like 150 second
stuff.
cooldown. Gotta farm this creep wave. Yeah, he was a good player though, so but that was one of the few things that's just like, what are you doing? But yeah, good times indeed.
Yeah, I mean, who are in a little bit of a bad situation right now? They're going to try and find Chipper, though. Might be able to catch him.
Yeah, he's been a bane for them, and you see kind of how tanky he is, actually. But again, not tanky enough. They had to use a bit, but they do get the kill in the end. Eruption on top of the Decapitate, sure enough, does him in right there. And that was up without him being able to apply that focus buffer. I mean, that's another thing about the hero. That's 500 magic damage to be absorbed. And he applies it on himself or somebody else, so basically negates something like an Eruption.
They do use the eruption though. That's one issue.
True.
Chipper could just. I think they could even just buy back and just go mid right now. But I guess they don't want to use buyback. They don't really need to. Chipper's up in 30 seconds. They've got Shrunken Head though and Dampier. I don't think Ogre even need to wait to push until next token. Or who are trying to push tier 2 tower?
Yeah, they're gonna get this one. It looks like, yeah. Pretty easily in the end. So, I mean, the lead is still pretty good for Shrek here. 7,500, 8,600 experience lead as we're 30 minutes in, but...
It's like these balls he plays from Hua, actually, like, kind of like really paying off, though. They're like, go like backdoor in the tier 2s, for example, and they're getting away with it, though. And I think, you know, when you're behind, you kind of have to make those risky plays, I guess. But they're getting away with them, so I guess that's fine.
Yeah, that's, hey, if it works, then they might as well keep going at it, so... It's one of those cases, though, don't put your hand near the dog too many times, or these times it will bite back, and that's what Shrek is lining up for, I'm sure. But look at Dampier. He's been sitting up here for a good 30 seconds at least, and he's finally going to TP out now. And again, for all he knew, they were trying to find him that whole time, which I think they kind of were, actually. So he was right to do that, and he does stay alive as a result. But, you know, spending a lot of time doing nothing in that sense. Does finally port back, though, and hey, the fact that he stayed alive now can continue to farm ultimately for the better in the end. 500 gold per minute mark is basically where he's at right now. So, again, you mentioned the Shrunken with the Grimoire. He's really got his holy trinity of items here, as we like to say, the Portal Key, the Grimoire, and the Shrunken. So, a matter of now, can start building into more... You know, at this point, we definitely see Dampier's go different routes, something even more like the Geometer's main route if he feels it's necessary for escapes, as well as having it for some more damage himself, or, you know, the Assassin's route into Genjiro I know we've seen before, or is there an option that you can see here, a Frost of Skull?
I think going Frost of Skull would be a little bit out of the question. He's got Shrunken and he's got all the heals from Ophelia as well, so I don't think he's getting any more tanky. I think Assassin's Shroud would be kind of decent actually, because he can get to the back ends of sort of silhouette instantly. Actually, bottom lane Chipper.
Yeah, he gets spotted right here, and this could be an easy kill on him. As a result, he tries to go for the quick burst on a Magnus, but he avoids it, and there's a Decapitate to finish him off. He got spotted. I mean, he really wasn't hiding the best, but I think the creeps actually initially found him even, and all of a sudden Magnus then followed that up and eventually chased him down.
Flux has Frostwolf. What the?
Who does?
Flux.
Oh my god, he does.
I didn't realize how farmed he was, man. So
wow.
Really farmed well.
Yeah, that's good.
Really some more farmed than this silhouette. Oh my god, didn't even realize. But going back to your point though, this Dampier, I think Assassin's Shroud or even the Geo's blame would be good. Because I think he needs, first of all, he needs a bit of damage as well. But not only that, I think the Assassin's Shroud will be useful to get into the back ends of silhouette. She is still quite squishy actually, and I think Dampier could easily kill it. Man, who are like, it's so weird like that. Who go behind and then they come back like with some like big pickoffs, for example. And I think Ogre are delaying this game far longer than it needs to. I think if they just sort of group up, go as 5, maybe they've missed their timing now. But I think like a couple of minutes ago they had like what 10,000 gold advantage. I think they could easily breach high ground. I think they're just trying to wait for Congo, and I think that might even be hurting them. I mean, they've been getting picked off time and time again now. In different positions, and it's delaying the game quite a bit, and I think that's to whose favour, honestly. They've got a Silhouette, they've got a Legionnaire and a Flux who's farmed really, really well, so who are delaying this game and doing well at it. So.
I think Flux needs to get that portal key now. You see right here an example of why he's been chasing this whole time. He finally pops the discharge even, but it's just not going to be close enough to follow up anything. If he has a portal key, a very different situation. Back, he's going to be jumped, but he's tanky, man, with that Frostal Skull. Is he tanky enough? Protected Melody. That will make him immune, of course. However, now Rhapsody in trouble, and now here comes Deadweight. He's not going to use this Willowmaker. He figures they have the kill anyways, and that they do, so it ends up being a double tap. And, I mean, that's another reason why you want that portal key, because then you get tunnel vision a little too much trying to chase people, and then all of a sudden the support comes in. So, yeah, what they're doing up there, but hey, you just got finished saying, though. I mean, that's what has been doing, to be fair. They have been getting picked. They thought they had another one, but this time, Shrek responds, actually.
Yeah, this is kind of the aggressive player I was talking about from Who, and this time it does backfire. But, I mean, it's got into their position, so I guess I can't really criticize too much. In top lane, Magmus.
Is Devil going to go?
Oh, my God, that damage, man.
Wow.
Oh, Chipper bot.
That is a level
Silhouette
3 ultimate. Is that a... Okay.
But this is Ogre just should go mid, and they are going mid. I thought they were going to wait for Congo again, but they just want to pressure as much as possible. I guess they can back off now. Flux is up in 6 seconds, and Congo is up. They're going to try and catch, though.
Well, they're going to get Glacius is going to be caught at least by Magmus. Silhouette going into a Legionnaire goes in. He puts the Decapitate on a Glacius. Dampier, though, he's standing his ground with that life. Still goes in with a fly. Down goes Legionnaire. Pushback from Flux. I don't know if that was, I honestly think he might have meant to pull them in right there as he was coming in too, but yeah, the pushback does happen. Maybe that was the case in the end or what he wanted to do, and they will fall back from there. So was that a buyback on somebody? Yeah, Magnus did buy back throughout that. I figured somebody did. He did the top lane before that happened. But yeah, kind of going back to though, I was talking about Shrek especially, and losing that token definitely hurt them. I think quite a bit more than maybe we realized at first, but. They are their biggest lead now, though, with that said, at nearly 11,000 gold and 13,000 experience. Congo is back up, though. Did he? Okay.
Yeah, I guess it's not too bad. It does give him some damage. His melee as well would help him with kiting. And maybe I'm just over exaggerating his tankiness. I just think maybe with the stronger Ned Astrolabe and the Furious Touch and the focus buffer from Chipper, I thought he would be tanky enough. Along with his sort of life regen as well. But I guess Who do have some decent bursts, though, like the Legionnaire jump and the Magmus and obviously the Silhouette as well. So I guess he just doesn't want to get bursted down, for example, which I can understand. And he's doing decent damage just from his spells alone. But yeah. Oh, Congo's up, though.
Yeah, keeping people close to him. And again, the Frostal Skull also, helping to stay on top of a hero like Silhouette who try to be getting away. Could be powerful for that, too. But I mentioned Congo is up. You do see Legion Team. In fact, Discharge is right there. They're going to the Chipper. Just by himself, though. Doesn't really have the backup. Protected Melody will save some good damage. Dampier then goes for Rhapsody. Flux is still alive, but barely, and he's going to end up falling. And they just gave up on him, man. I mean, I don't know what's going on in their Skype right there, whatever they used, but clearly they were on different page as Flux went in and everyone else seemed like they retreated.
Yeah. Like you said, maybe just miscommunication or just difference of opinion on what they wanted to go once they go out. I guess some maybe saw the DD on Dampier and were like, yeah, we're not fighting that, but Flux had other expectations kind of thing. But they're going to lose Congo now, and then they're going to start pushing down mid. Flux doesn't have a buyback either, and that most probably is Rax.
Yeah. Yeah, the build of Flux, I kind of my hindsight think sure, but I really think the idea of him not only needing a portal key, but you could even argue something along the lines of a sheep stick here, just for that jump potential. Because sure, I mean, they got Legionnaire, they got Magus, I guess, for initiating purposes, but I don't know, it just feels like they're still missing on it. Oh, geez.
Yeah, he went the Astrolabe and Sackstone to try and push with his team and go as 5, but when you've got a Silhouette on your team, you just simply can't play that kind of strategy because she's not the hero that can do that. She doesn't the hero that fulfills that kind of need in a draft. So, yeah, just difference in terms of items and draft and causing a bit of different strategy. But yeah, I think you're right though.
Yeah.
And Magnus is probably dead as well.
Oh, geez. Dampier really showing his power. Magnus does survive, but not for long. There's a pushback from Flux, but obviously not in time. And Shrek got what they came for, of course. You see the focus buffer even on Dampier. He's got the token. Again, he wants to still even fight this if possible. He's going to be ported back by Ophelia right here, so he's just going to have a little bit of fun before he does, and there you go. So they're going to fall back all together, but again, they got the middle set of racks, and more damage done by Shrek. Dampier going to get even heavier here as far as his carry potential. 4,400 gold now saved up. Okay, he actually that's why he sold his boots and he buys just post haste here. So he's going to have that good mobility now and be able to go back and forth freely, obviously, with the at least on the cooldown base here. That post haste, so.
I really did like that, actually. I think Nox is actually one of the only carriers that see this happen quite normally. Like, whenever he is looking to buy his sick item, he'll always buy a post haste instead of another big item kind of thing, because it allows him always to have a TP on him. Some carriers, they just go straight in, and sometimes I have seen it sort of backfire where they don't have a TP and they're losing racks, for example, but Nox always has a TP on him regardless of what stage it is in the lane or even in the late game kind of thing. So it's a small thing, but it can definitely pay off in some games, for example. Top lane Silhouette, she's going to pull out.
She ports out that, so that's the fake one right there. Now the bottom lane, Deadwood was sitting on the Flux. But you see Flux already falling back, and now Deadwood actually going away as well. Chipper wants somebody. That somebody's going to be Magnus using his new Hellflower. But I think he overstepped his boundaries. In fact, Magnus even goes back in to assist for the kill right there. So well played and good response from the side of Team Who. So again, you're getting a little antsy there. When you are ahead this much, you can afford situations like that. Bottom lane, Dampier's coming in, and Flux is in trouble. There's the Widowmaker, and look at that. Yeah. That's a big reason
that's
for the
what I'm talking about. I love it. Like you could never get that if you don't have that kind of post haste. It just sets up so many opportunities in kind of games like that, though. And yeah, I really do like the item choice up here from Nox.
Yeah.
And that Chipper, though, I think just a little bit perhaps undisciplined in that respect, because now they can't push for the next sort of 40 seconds or so. But they do get a pick on Flux, so maybe they are going to maybe try and force an issue, perhaps.
You look at the overall damage done. I mean, not only, again, seeing Chipper up there is not too surprising. He's just one of those heroes that's going to constantly do some good damage to a lot of heroes. But, Dampier also up there. It's just the gap that they have. Between those two heroes, they're doing 40% of the overall hero damage this game between Chipper and Dampier. And again, that's on both sides combined. So 40% of the hero damage done, that goes to show, it's like, where's the damage coming from right now on the side of Team Who? They got the upfront. A Magnus Eruption is great for the initial, but definitely tapers off as a hero for sure as far as damage at least. Silhouette, of course, she's starting to get there, but she still has a little bit of ways to go. I mean, Geometer's Bane is a great start, but it's definitely not, the most right-click damage yet by any means. So 3,600 gold. It's going to be curious to see what she does go for to try to enhance that. And speaking of her, she did not have her illusion up initially. Now Taunt comes out from Legionnaire, and then Will Saber actually protecting while he comes out. Going to be work a little bit better perhaps for Team Who than I expected, but Nox doesn't care. He goes back in and finally finishes off Silhouette. He popped the Shrunken, and she buys back immediately. They know that they can't just give this up, obviously. Again, Token still at Dampier. Eruption comes out. It's going to do some good damage to him. He will eventually fall, but Token going to come right back up. Magma's going to stay dead. He ain't buying back from here. Barbed Armor Legionnaire in the background. He's eventually going to fall after that. Initiation from him. Dampier now kiting away, letting his teammates do some work, as he doesn't want to be focused fired here. He, though, goes on his Silhouette, doing some damage down. Silhouette, the tree grapple, trying to get away. It ain't going to happen, though. She goes down. She has another buyback. She has to do it. But all of a sudden, she has 0 buybacks left. And Shrek is still staying alive. They only lost Glacius throughout all of this. They're not going to be able to break through, but, really is not the biggest deal. In fact, Flux, he's trying to kill off Dampier. The lifesteal, though, comes through. He's barely alive. And, yes, he will stay alive, but not for long. He finally goes down, but now Silhouette's still in trouble, although here comes Legionnaire with the taunt decapitate, and they're going to clean up, it looks like. Oh, never mind, Chipper's here. Chipper going to save the day. And Dampier, guess what? He bought back post-haste.
Post-haste, man.
And cleans them up. That should do it for Shrek here. And I think they're going to take this best-of-1 series over Team Who, it looks like.
Yeah, definitely. Just I like the buyback there from Nox as well. Yeah, it kind of secures them 2 racks now because of that buyback. So nice play there. Yeah, that double buyback there from Silhouette, but just at the end of the day, who just were unfortunately just a little bit under farmed and under leveled, and the team fight just went in favour of Ogre simply because of that. They're going to try and defend it, but I think it's to no avail.
It's it's clearly a victory for Shrek, and again, these are best-of-1 series, guys, so this is going to do it for this series here. Shrek will start 1-0 in Group B. Team Who will start 0-1, and, you know, only playing 3 games in total. So every game is so important. Really puts the emphasis on that with this event here being the Onslaught on the group stages. Unfortunately for Team Who, it's just going to be a slow start, and it ain't going to get easier, because, again, the other 2 teams of this group are both Fresh and Willowkeeper. Obviously, the 2 teams that met in the grand finals this last weekend of the Hunter Season 3 playoffs. And, of course, Willowkeeper been advancing on then to the World Finals. So they are going to still hang in there a little bit longer. Team Who, apparently, there's still a sense of pride left in them, and they want to see what they can make happen. But I don't know.
Humiliation, more like.
Yeah, that's true. It's at that point, too.
But, yeah, I think the biggest reason why it kind of went downhill, though, it just goes back to the draft. Really, like, they just got a little bit over greedy in that respect, trying to run Legionnaire and Silhouette. I mean, if that Legionnaire was a secondary support and they just simply run like a defensive tri-lane with Silhouette, they would have been fine. Like, the aggressive dual lane from Ogre would not have been able to happen because they would have got crushed. The Glaciers and Chipper, although how strong it is, they wouldn't be able to contest a tri-lane or defensive tri-lane there from Who. But unfortunately, with the Legionnaire, left them open to that aggressive dual lane, and bot went kind of bad. Also, Magmus had kind of a bad time top, but they are going to try for one last fight here on the Deadwood.
Well, they may get Deadwood, to be honest. He is by himself currently, and yep, they will take him out. In fact, now Ophelia also gets caught. She has a sheep stick, by the way. Going to have to use it right there on his Silhouette. She's trying to wait for her support to come in there. She's still alive, but not for long, they say. And she goes down. So, there you go.
We can do it, guys.
They got this. We're going to persevere here.
This is just, again, a little bit of indiscipline here from Ogre, being a little bit split off. Like, if you're 2 racks up, you just literally group as 5 and go down bottom. But they're going to catch Silhouette
wow.
bottom.
Chipper. Yeah, well, she poured it back, but she poured it right into Chipper, basically. Chipper did a good job of being patient, sticking around the illusion right there, and will pick her off. So, well played on Mighty Marcus's part. I got to say, he's had a hell of a game. 16, 7, and 12. Is he actually going to get away? Magma stunned! Oh my gosh. That was so close. But just not close enough. So he remains alive here this time. So close. So yeah, he stays alive and is able to get the hell on out of there. So again, guys, when this game officially does finish here, we of course will go on our short break as always. But we actually got our next match, our next and final match for today. What will be Nullstone Gaming versus Reason Gaming. That's a hell of a series there. But before that, though, this one has to finish up, and it seems like Shrek is definitely on their way to a victory, but Team Who is still fighting, man. They are still fighting, figuring that the power of Silhouette possibly is going to be
never
enough.
underestimate another team's ability to throw, I guess.
That's been said once or twice, yeah.
Ogre just needs to, as simple as it is, but literally group all 5 and right-click the enemy base.
Yeah.
Oh, middle lane, Legionnaire.
See ya.
This Codex.
Codex, yep. That's when you know things are getting a little out of hand. Deadwood Codex coming out, assisting. It's not a bad option. I mean, it gives them some magical burst presence. So you got people building up armor. I mean,
I haven't actually seen one Deadwood game where I have seen his like 5th item. Like I've always seen Portal Key, Shrunken Head, and Demonic Breastplate. But I haven't actually seen a 4th item. I don't actually know what kind of items they really go for. I've seen
sheepstick.
Yeah, actually, I think you're actually right. But I've actually thought Shieldbreaker would be kind of cool actually to see. It's something that Pestilence used to do back in the day, and Deadwood and Pestilence sort of fulfill a similar role anyway. Both physical initiators in that respect, both obviously strength, both initiators. And he does do kind of decent attack damage though, because the clear cut and the attack speed is kind of useful.
Yeah, you could definitely build him into a right-click, carry potential, most certainly. I mean, I think on the competitive scene, yeah, he's not necessarily played as that, but it is possible. Now, of course, again, we are in that overtime state right here. You see the wing bow on a Dampier. That's another item that we have seen from time to time, and He's actually going to look to go back in here, most likely Flux Sheepstick. No, he decides, okay, actually maybe not the best. Magma stuns in, and Dampier is actually dropping right here, but no, he pops the Shrunken over here to use the Shrunken. He doesn't even need a Shrunken, apparently. They're going to clean them up. Legionnaire's like, don't worry, I got this. Takes out Glacius and then falls shortly after. Double taps and whatnot, popping up all over the place. Magnus comes back in, fighting to the end, says Team Who. We will never give up. Never surrender. Oh, they surrender.
Talking of never giving up, actually, the Thai teams, they actually never, ever, they never, ever concede, right? I was watching this one game the other night, right, and it literally was like a 50,000 goal deficit, and they did not want to concede until the throne went down, so we'll have to get a bit used to that breaking when we're in Thailand. Games will be long and drawn out, that's for sure.
Well, Team Who, unfortunately, going to start off the group stage is 0-1. Again, you only play 3 games in total, so not looking good for them early, but hey, they you know, some things can come together in a team that, you know, has shown good potential. Going to be a tough road ahead of them, though, leading into the weekend, that is for sure. As far as Shrek is concerned, they get started off to a solid start here, but they too will now also have to match up against arguably the 2 strongest